I didn't bring props. I do want to commend my department, though, on some highly effective use of graphic organizers. Great job, guys. Highly effective. Okay, so, very good. So, what I have, however, is a little bit of some literary Easter eggs, if you will, from Rob's canon of books that he teaches. So everyone, if you know Rob and you know what he teaches, you might pick up on something. And normally I don't write down these kind of remarks, but because of the quotes I had to.
Wait, I can't wait to hear these.
Okay. This isn't really going to be nearly as funny as you all think it is. To have a reason to get up in the morning, it is necessary to possess a guiding principle, a belief of some kind. For over 29 years, Rob Gold has not only possessed a guiding principle about the value of education, great literature, and language, but he's passionately embraced that principle and shared it with thousands of students and hundreds of colleagues in the 2 schools that he's called. As Rob's colleague for 12 years at Francis Lewis, I've seen how dedicated he is to these principles and the impact he's had on students. Not just during class, but in the countless hours after school, working with students on grammar, writing, or just talking about novels, plays, movies, and their lives. Rob's students have a real affection for him because they can see how much he cares. And it's not just students that have benefited from Rob's wisdom and experience. When Rob and I started at Francis Lewis, he had transferred from Forest Hills, as we've already heard, and I was in my first year of teaching. Rob routinely offered me lesson plans, homework assignments, and classroom strategies. He's continued to do that for every new English teacher that's been hired since he's been there, and for other colleagues as well. He's continued, I'm sorry, I'm repeating myself. That generosity of spirit and dedication to his principles, I'm sorry, I'm like shaking like a leaf here. It's ridiculous. Thank you, Susan. Yeah, I guess it's a little different on this end, huh? It's all about that. Okay, and not to mention his meticulous management of the book room, another common theme. They're among the many reasons why we're going to miss you, Rob. Over the last few years, there have been many changes and challenges in our profession. Colleagues who've retired, new supervisors, including one who has to come into his classroom 4 times a year. New teaching standards, new state exams, and a new evaluation system. In response to these events, Rob would often say, "Bend like the grass, that you do not break." And bend he did with grace and aplomb. He worked extra hours, reconfiguring lesson plans, working with colleagues to write curriculum, learning how to make PowerPoints, how to use the smartboard, which we don't even have in the building anymore, and observing his peers so he can pick up a few new techniques for his bag of tricks. He did all of this without complaint, or at least very little complaint, as he continued to serve his principals and his students and share his passions with them. While tonight is a celebration of the milestone of Rob's retirement, it's so much more than that. It's a celebration of his entire career. of the impact he's had on generations of students and colleagues. And it's also the celebration of the beginning of something new. Okay? The next stage of his life as he begins his retirement. Rob, I know you will remember this, that nothing good ever ends. If it did, there would be no people leader. After all, I still need someone to manage the book room.
No part-time job.
And there are so many paths that you can now explore that you have not yet trod on so far. So in closing, I say to you, continue your resolve to suck the sweets of sweet philosophy. Thank you, Rob.